Good afternoon. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, at Fort Bend ISD. I'm sending this video in response to the request I received by email. So you had asked a question, how my past experiences have prepared me to enter the teaching field. First of all, my name is Jim Harris. I'm a retired engineer turned school teacher, and I love helping kids to achieve their potential. I do have two fully grown kids. I love teaching. I spent the last 5 years at ConocoPhillips training chemical engineers, and I also prepared the professional chemical engineer certification exam. That's a national exam. I have substituted in Katy ISD, and I found I really liked the kids in teaching middle school math and high school chemistry. While I was at ConocoPhillips, I also volunteered at the Fort Bend County Juvenile Detention Center, and I did junior achievement programs. So I have substituted in many schools at Katy ISD to figure out what I like the most. I like math because there's a lot of hands-on work, and I can come by and help them individually. Plus, I can flip the classroom. I know I can flip the classroom because I've done it at ConocoPhillips, and I used some other innovations like virtual reality. So next couple of questions, I kind of want to answer them together. Why is the relationship building important with students? How do I plan to build strong relationships with students? And what does a positive classroom culture look like, and how will I create it? Well, I do feel it's critical to have good relationship with your students and have good classroom management for student success in order to have good classroom management for student success. I have a social emotional teaching style, and I plan to build strong relationship with the students and create a positive classroom culture in a respectful environment with clear procedures. That's mutual respect goes both ways. I actively listen. I give logical consequences with empathy. I'll use empathy one-liners like, I bet it feels that way, or thanks for sharing that, which show I'm hearing them, but don't necessarily agree depending on the situation. I use enforceable statements. I'll give the student choices whenever possible as a form of shared control, but I'll limit those choices to something that is reasonably acceptable. And finally, I might use the 2 by 10 rule, which is 2 minutes per day for 10 days, talking about whatever they want to. That's just a little bit of time, but it's enough to start building a relationship. And finally, I try to integrate my lessons, and I've said this in many of my interviews, to whatever current fad is, for the students. For example, if I can somehow link the learning to, say, Fortnite video game and make some of my lessons match scenarios there without, of course, only appropriate content of video games. But a lot of them do like that, and so I try to make the lessons relatable to them, and that all of that helps build these type of relationships. So I think that answers all your questions, but feel free to contact me. I'm again, Jim Harris, REYTIGRE14 at yahoo.com. My phone number is 281-725-0124, and I think the rest of the info will be in the email I sent you. So thank you again for your time, and I look forward to teaching at Fort Bend ISD.